Talking Nerdy Vlogcast, sponsored by Gamers Anonymous, who hooked me up with this sweet shirt. I'm your host, Pablo Gunner, and I'm here to talk nerdy to you about Ratchet Clank on PS4. First off, I feel like I have to come clean by saying that I never actually played Ratchet Clank on the PS2. Now, if you're like me and you never played Ratchet Clank on the PS2, Ratchet Clank is a third-person shooter plus platformer, and it's about Ratchet, obviously, and he's kind of like Rocket from the Guardians, and then there's Clank, like created by this evil scientist. He's defective, and so he runs away, and he's like, oh, I gotta go warn the galactic police about evil scientists taking over. So in his journey, he gets damaged, he lands up on the planet, and Ratchet finds him, he fixes him up, they become buddies, because they both kind of have like a chip on their shoulder, because Ratchet, he wants to get into the Galactic Rangers, but they denied him. They go to warn them, and it's like all-out war already. But they join in the fray and stuff, and it's really cool because it's just like, it's a story about friends, it's a story about friendship, it's a story about a hero's rise. It's really neat. It's cool because it's actually narrated by one of the bad guys. Well, he's kind of a good guy, but he ends up turning out bad, but he seems like he's still kind of good. He's Captain Quark, and he's like one of the Galactic Rangers, and he's jealous of Ratchet and Clank because they're doing so good and everything like that. And also, he does stuff because he thinks he's doing it for the good of the universe. His narration was really funny, and it's cool because he actually tells a story to this other inmate. It's neat because it starts with a tutorial, and it's not like a heavy tutorial. It's pretty light. You have this wrench that you can hit enemies with. You do melee attacks. You could also use it as like a little boomerang, and then you get like basic, like a shooting weapon, and then you can throw bombs. But then as it goes on, you get weapons, and they're crazy. Like, there's one that's called the Sheepinator, and it turns enemies into sheep. And then there's another one where it's like this robot that helps you kill. Another one that's a disco ball that distracts the enemies, and you can attack them. And then another one that turns them into pixels, like 16-bit pixels. It's really neat. And it's cool because you can upgrade those weapons based off your usage. So the more you use them, the faster they upgrade. But you also have like nuts and bolts that you collect. So like pretty much there's so much destructive stuff in the environment. And it's cool because when you destroy something, they just automatically like come to you. I really like games where like when you destroy stuff and there's like little stuff like that, you don't, like especially if there's orbs, you don't have to go chase the orbs down. Like you destroy it and then it just, like it's magnetic and it comes to you. I like that. And so, use that, and now as well as like crystals that you find throughout the game. You buy new weapons with the nuts and bolts. That's like your currency. And then you upgrade them with the crystals. So, you upgrade based off of whatever you want to upgrade. And you can upgrade everything. And that's through just playing. Like, fighting enemies and finding extra stuff in the game. In each level. And each level, it's so cool because they're all so different. And they all have like their own little story. It's kind of an open world, but it's also linear at the same time, so it's not like a huge, massive open world like GTA. There's just like a small open world within each level, and it's really neat, like I said, but still linear. So it's not completely, and not all the levels are really open world, but some more than others. Like I said, not really open world. Yeah, they all look so different. There's different enemies. And so it's always keeping it fresh. And that's what I enjoyed about this game. Now, I thought it was a challenging game, and I played it on easy. I'm going to be honest, even though I've been playing video games most of my life, I suck at video games. At some point, my classic gaming brain got disconnected, and so I suck at games now. So I play them all on easy. That, and it's easier and faster and more enjoyable, and I don't have that much time to play games. I want to play games, on easy, medium, then hard, or if I'm good enough, just straight to hard, or just start on medium and then go to hard. I mean, there are games that I will do that with, like Mass Effect. I'll play it on every single one. The point is, it was still challenging, so I know it would be a longer game if it if I played it on medium. Like I said, still challenging on easy though. This game was so much fun. I have not had this much fun playing a game in so long. I haven't. This game, it made me feel like I was a kid again on a sick day, just playing video games nonstop, just binging it until I beat it. And that's pretty much what I did. Like, in fact, my control died at one point. I plugged it in, pulled an uncomfortable chair from the dining table, and sat like 2 feet away from my TV and just kept playing until I could not play anymore. And it was just, oh my god, it's such a crisp, clean, well-made game. Like, it is the pristine visuals. It is the perfect gameplay. It's so clean. Like, I think there was no issues with the gameplay whatsoever, except for one time I had a camera angle issue, and I feel like it was my fault. And that was it. Like, it was just so smooth, and it just looked so good, and it just looked so perfect, and like I said, it just gave me that warm feeling, you know, kind of like that Toy Story feeling. You can have kids watch it and they'll enjoy it, but you can be an adult and still enjoy it, and that's the gameplay and the story, and as well as the jokes that are throughout it. Like, in fact, some of the jokes will probably go over kids' heads, but they might laugh anyways. Such a blast. Oh my god, I had so much fun in this game. I will have to say, though, it is a short game, though, but has replay value. My other qualm is that Clank was an utter underutilized character in multiple ways. In the gameplay, you don't get to play as him that much, and it's cool because his are puzzles, because they're more, I mean, he's smart, so his are less focused on fighting, even though there is some. It's very basic, but it's more focused on puzzles, and I really like that element, so I wish there was more. I also wish, even though Clank helps you throughout the game, through, like, upgrades and stuff like that, like helping you fly farther or whatever, he doesn't really talk much. And you think, like, hey, we're best buds, you should be making quips, you know, like, back and forth to each other. And because it's very, like, you feel kind of alone when you're playing the game, which is why I used that robot, because he talks to you and to enemies and stuff, and that was neat. But I just feel like he should speak a lot more, as well as just be more involved. That's it. Like, those are my qualms. With my grading scale of strong buy, weak buy, strong rent, weak rent, and pass, all things considered, I have to give it a buy. Alright, thank you for watching the video. Tell me what you think of it. Tell me what you think of Ratchet Clank if you played it, and if you played the old ones, and if you think I should go back and play those myself. So, remember, like, comment, subscribe. I'll hook you up with a free digital comic. Black Panther number 6, Uncanny Inhumans number 13 Civil War 2 tie-in, Spider-Man 8 Civil War 2 tie-in, Civil War 2 Amazing Spider-Man number 4. Alright, so like I said, just be a subscriber, like and comment, and I'll hook you up with one of those free digital comics. Remember, all things Talk Nerdy to Me can be found at TNTM The Show. And make sure you go to Gamers Anonymous, where the gaming never ends. I should have dressed up as Rocket for this.